Hello students, welcome back to your 8th standard mathematics class. We are doing lesson number 8, Quadrilateral, Constructions and Types. Let's continue with practice set 8.2. The fourth question, if diagonal of a rectangle is 26 centimeters and one side is 24 centimeters, find the other side. A rectangle is given. Let's take the rectangle as PQRS. The length of the diagonal is given 26 centimeters and one side is given 24 centimeters. So we have taken the diagonal PR as 26 centimeters and side PQ as 24 centimeters. So first let us write what is given. It's given quadrilateral PQRS is a rectangle and the length of the diagonal PR is 26 centimeters and the length of the side PQ is 24 centimeters. So what are we to find? We have to find the other side. The other side means we have to find the length QR. So we want to find length QR. We know that all angles of a rectangle are right angles. That means triangle PQR is a right angle triangle. So we can apply Pythagoras theorem in this triangle. So in triangle PQR, measure angle Q is 90 degree. The reason is each angle of a rectangle is a right angle or 90 degree. So using Pythagoras theorem in triangle PQR, we can write length PR square is equal to length PQ square plus length QR square. Now let's substitute the values we know. So you get 26 square is equal to 24 square plus QR square. 26 square is 676 is equal to 24 square is 576 plus QR square. From this, QR square is equal to 676 minus 576. That is QR square is equal to 100. So from this you can write length QR is equal to square root of 100. Taking square root on both sides. So you can write length QR is equal to square root of 100 is 10. So we got length QR is 10 centimeters. So you can write the final answer. The length of the other side of the rectangle is 10 centimeters. Now let's see the fifth question. Lengths of diagonals of a rhombus ABCD are 16 centimeters and 12 centimeters. Find the side and perimeter of the rhombus. A rhombus ABCD is given and the lengths of the two diagonals are given 16 centimeters and 12 centimeters. You want to find the side of the rhombus. Now what is the property of the side of the rhombus? In a rhombus, all the four sides are of the same length. And once you find the length of the side, you can find the perimeter of the rhombus. So it's given quadrilateral ABCD is a rhombus and we have taken the diagonal AC as 16 centimeters and the diagonal BD as 12 centimeters. So you want to find the length of AB and the perimeter of the rhombus. So what do you know about the diagonals of a rhombus? We know that the diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular bisectors of each other. That means the length DO and OB are same. And also the length AO and OC are the same. And measure angle AOB is 90 degree. So that is what is meant by perpendicular bisectors. So using the property of a rhombus, we can write diagonals of a rhombus are perpendicular bisectors of each other. That means the length AO is half of the diagonal AC. That is length AO is half of 16. So length AO is half of 16 is 8. So length AO is 8 centimeters. And length OB is half of BD. That is half of 12. That is half of 12 means it is 6 centimeters. So you got length OB and OA. The diagonals are perpendicular to each other. So we can write measure angle AOB is 90 degree. Now triangle AOB is a right angle triangle. So we'll use Pythagoras theorem in this triangle and find out the length AB. AB is the hypotenuse of this triangle. So in triangle AOB, measure angle AOB is 90 degree. So by Pythagoras theorem, we can write the hypotenuse AB square is equal to the sum of the other two sides, that is OA square plus OB square. Now let's substitute the values of OA and OB. So you'll get this is equal to 8 square plus 6 square. 8 square is 64 plus 6 square is 36. So you get length AB square is equal to 64 plus 36 is 100. Taking square root on both sides, you will get length AB is equal to 10 centimeters. Therefore, the length of each side of the rhombus is 10 centimeters because in a rhombus, all the sides are congruent. Now, once you know the side, we can find the perimeter of a rhombus using the formula 4 multiplied by side. So, we get 4 multiplied by the length of the side is 10. So, 4 multiplied by 10 is 40 centimeters. So, we get the final answer. The length of each side is 10 centimeters and the perimeter of the rhombus is 40 centimeters. Now let's do the sixth question. The question is, find the length of the diagonals of a square with side 8 centimeters. PQRS is a square whose side is 8 centimeters. We want to find the length of the diagonals. So what are the properties of the square? Yes, all sides of a square are congruent. And also each angle of a square is 90 degrees. So this triangle PQR becomes a right angle triangle. If PQ is 8 centimeters, QR is also 8 centimeters. Once you know the two adjacent sides, you can find PR using the Pythagoras theorem. So it's given quadrilateral PQRS is a square and length PQ is 8 centimeters. We want to find the diagonal PR. The solution is, we know that all sides of a square are congruent and each angle of a square is a right angle. Therefore, we can write length PQ is equal to length QR is equal to 8 centimeters. Also, measure angle PQR is 90 degree. So, in triangle PQR, measure angle PQR is 90 degree. Therefore, we can write PR square is equal to PQ square plus QR square using the Pythagoras theorem. Now, let's substitute the values. PQ and QR are 8 centimeters each. So, we get 8 square plus 8 square. 8 square is 64. So, you get 64 plus 64. So, you get length PR square is equal to 64 plus 64 is 128. So, length PR is the square root of 128. We got the length of the diagonal PR as square root of 128. Therefore, the length of the diagonal is square root of 128 centimeters. Now let's see the seventh question. The question is, the measure of one angle of a rhombus is 50 degree. Find the measure of the remaining three angles. So it's given quadrilateral ABCD is a rhombus and the measure of one angle is given as 50 degree. We know the properties of rhombus. Now in a rhombus, the opposite angles are congruent and also the adjacent angles are supplementary. Using these two properties, we will be solving this sum. So the solution is quadrilateral ABCD is a rhombus and it is given measure angle A is 50 degree. We want to find the measures of all the other angles. Now in a rhombus, the adjacent angles are supplementary. Therefore, what we can write? Therefore, measure angle A plus measure angle B is 180 degree. Measure angle A is 50 degree. So you get 50 plus measure angle B is equal to 180 degree. Therefore, measure angle B is 180 minus 50. So measure angle B is 130 degree. We know that opposite angles of a rhombus are congruent. So if measure angle A is 50, What will be the measure of angle C? Yes, 50 degree. Similarly, if measure angle B is 130, what will be the measure of angle D? 130. Opposite angles of a rhombus are congruent. Therefore, you can write measure angle A is equal to measure angle C is equal to 50 degree. That is, both are 50 degrees each. And also measure angle B is equal to measure angle D is equal to 130 degree. Please do the sums in your notebook and also solve the examples given in the textbook. Thank you and have a nice day.